Now we have all the configuration to publish to an exchange which is fan out and retrieve from there. If we examine the consumer here, inside the constructor, we are creating a channel. On that channel, we are declaring an exchange and we are creating a temporary queue to read messages that were pushed to that exchange. But the last step that we have to do is we have to bind this queue to this exchange so that whenever a message is published to that exchange, it gets delivered to this temporary queue. Doing that is super simple. On underscore channel, we have a method which is queueBind. It expects a queue name first that we already have inside queue name, and next it expects an exchange name. Exchange name is inside the exchange name variable, and we also need the last property which is routing key. That is empty. We are not using any routing key here. So this looks great. One thing I just noted is we have a spelling mistake in the exchange name. Let me correct that. Perfect, looks good. I have debugging point inside the handle message. So email looks good. Let's make the same changes inside the order API. First, let me change the spelling mistake here, and we need to bind the queue. Let me copy this, and we'll paste it right here. That will bind queue to the exchange, and everything should work. In both of our consumers, we have added debugging points, so that way we'll know when the message is being handled. Let's run our application and see everything in action. Let me add items to the shopping cart here. I will call the email as fanout@gmail.com and let's place the order. Perfect, you can see it hits our handler. Right now we are in the order API. Once we hit continue here, it will hit the email API service. So both of our handlers have been called successfully. But before I close this, I want to go back to our RabbitMQ. And right here, if you go inside queues, you can see the two temporary queues that have been created. The features here, you will see auto delete flag is on. So once the queue is done processing, it will automatically be deleted. This is great because we just wanted a temporary queue here and we did not want anything permanent. So once you hit continue here, and let me switch back to our SQL Server. Let's examine the new order that we placed. Perfect, the payment status looks good. If we examine the email, we should have an email for the order header of 20. And perfect, for order 20, we have the email log as well. So our fanout is working as expected. That being said, once we stop the application here, and if we go back to RabbitMQ, you can see the temporary queues were deleted. So everything is working as expected with the exchange type of fanout in RabbitMQ.